That summer feeling, why I'm terrified and thrilled about the Summer I Turned Pretty movie. You know that feeling when a show you love ends? It's a quiet, hollow kind of grief. For weeks, maybe even months, it's been a ritual. You clear your schedule. You gather your snacks. You prepare your group chat for the inevitable all-caps screaming. It becomes a part of your rhythm, a shared heartbeat with thousands of other people online. And then, one day, it's over. The credits roll for the last time, and an unnerving silence settles in. This is exactly how it felt when the finale of The Summer I Turned Pretty faded to black. But it was a good kind of quiet. A satisfying one. It felt earned. As someone who devoured Jenny Han's books and then proceeded to sit down every single week to alternately yell at Jeremiah Fisher and melt into a puddle over Conrad Fisher, the finale left me both emotionally wrecked and profoundly relieved. Belly finally made her choice. And you know what? It felt right. After seasons of watching her heart ping-pong between those two brothers, her indecisiveness was so intense she should have been a Libra. Seeing her finally flourish, find her footing, and land where she was always meant to be was a beautiful, heart-wrenching journey. I was even proud of the moments I was disappointed in her, because they were part of her messy, authentic growth. But when the show ended, the weirdest thing happened. My phone felt too quiet. My social media feeds, once a glorious, chaotic battlefield of #Team Conrad and #Teen Jeremiah edits, were suddenly peaceful. No more 1 a.m. TikTok set to a slowed-down Taylor Swift song, no more unhinged fan theories flooding my messages, no more adorable behind-the-scenes bloopers from the cast popping up on my reels. I hadn't realized how much I'd come to cherish that weekly burst of collective obsession until it was gone. And then, just as we were all settling into our post-Cousins Beach reality, Jenny Han dropped a bombshell. A surprise announcement that felt like a whisper from a ghost: a movie is happening. Same cast. One more summer. My heart did a somersault. For a split second, pure, unadulterated joy shot through me. More Conrad. More Belly. More summers. But that feeling was immediately chased by a cold, creeping dread. Half of me was ready to book a ticket, the other half wanted to crawl under a weighted blanket and pretend I'd never heard it. Do we really need to go back? Do we dare risk something so precious? The series gave us an ending that was not just good, it was damn near perfect. It respectfully diverged from the books, and honestly, that was its greatest strength. The novels, particularly the third one, felt rushed, jumping from teenage angst straight to a wedding with little room to breathe. The show, however, let us live in the aftermath. It allowed the characters to sit with their grief, to navigate the excruciating awkwardness, and to genuinely, painstakingly heal. Let's talk about Jeremiah. His character arc was one of the best I've seen on television in years, putting him right up there with redemption icons like Steve Harrington in Stranger Things. He evolved from the sunny, golden retriever-coded boy next door into a young man grappling with profound loss and insecurity. The show forced him to confront the painful truth that Belly wasn't just a prize to be won or a stand-in for the stability he craved after his mom's death. He had to learn that real love means wanting what's best for someone, even if it isn't you. His growth felt earned, and his final moments in the finale were heartbreaking but mature. He wasn't just a love interest, he became a person. And Belly? Our girl found herself outside of the suffocating confines of the Fisher brothers' love. She made her own friends, she explored other relationships, and when she finally circled back to Conrad, it was with a newfound sense of self and a maturity she simply didn't possess in season 1. She wasn't a girl being chosen, she was a woman making a choice. Then there's Conrad. He stayed Conrad, thoughtful, beautifully complicated, and always carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders. But the show gave us glimpses beneath the broody exterior. Those letters weren't corny, they were a lifeline. They were a raw, vulnerable look into the heart of a boy who felt too much and said too little. They were a way for him and Belly to rebuild their foundation, brick by painful brick. It was exactly the kind of gentle, patient healing that Susanna would have wanted for her boys. The ending felt whole. It felt grown up. It was the right, bittersweet note to end on. Yet, even as I say all that, the screaming fangirl inside me is clawing at the walls. She wants more. She wants to see Belly and Conrad's wedding. She wants to see them wrapped in the kind of peace they fought tooth and nail for over 3 exhausting, emotionally draining seasons. She wants an update on Stephen and Taylor, the undeniable comedic and romantic MVPs of the show. She wants to see the Fisher brothers truly mending their fractured bond, finding their way back to each other without a girl standing in the middle. Most of all, she wants a proper, beautiful tribute to Susanna, the sun around which their entire universe orbited. The final shot of the beach house was gorgeous, a perfect fade out, but a movie could give us a tangible future. That's where the terror comes in. Sequels, reunions, and reboots are a minefield of potential heartbreak. For every success story, there's a graveyard of shows that just didn't know when to quit. We all witnessed the spectacular train wreck of Riverdale as it descended into utter madness. We all saw Pretty Little Liars drag its mystery on for so long that the final reveal felt like a joke. This is what happens when the hype machine overtakes the story's heart. My biggest fear is Amazon seeing the astronomical streaming numbers and the social media frenzy, and deciding to rip open the neat, perfect bow the series finale gave us, just to squeeze a little more life, and a few more views, out of it. Christopher Briney and Lola Tung have both mentioned in interviews that they hope a movie would give us happy, healthy versions of Conrad and Belly. And yes, a massive part of me wants that so desperately it hurts. I want to see Conrad Fisher smile a genuine, unburdened smile for once in his life. But a small, cynical voice in the back of my head asks, couldn't that have been accomplished in the finale? The last episode was already nearly 80 minutes long. I don't think a single fan would have complained if it had stretched to a full 2 hours to give us that extra dose of closure. There is one thing, however, that I have absolute faith in: the music. Jenny Han's use of Taylor Swift wasn't just brilliant marketing, it was masterful storytelling. The songs weren't just a soundtrack, they became a character in their own right, the unspoken emotional narrator of the entire series. Every fight, every stolen glance, every gut-wrenching confession felt 1,000 times bigger, 1,000 times more real, because of the perfect song choice. If the movie gives us even one more iconic Taylor needle drop, I might just forgive any narrative missteps. And yes, I still believe that Christmas-themed scene at the end of the finale was a deliberate clue for a holiday release. A girl can dream. End of the day, The Summer I Turned Pretty became more than just a show. It was a cultural moment. For a few weeks every summer, the world tuned in to escape to Cousins Beach. We gathered to gush over Conrad, to rage at Belly's choices, to passionately defend Jeremiah. It gave us something fun, silly, and deeply heartfelt to rally around, and in a world that often feels heavy, that's a rare and beautiful gift. So thank you, SITP, for the summers, for the screams, for the tears, and for making us all feel like that beach house, with all its memories and ghosts, belonged to us, too. Infinity, as we learned, isn't always about forever. Sometimes, it's about a perfect, fleeting moment. The show already gave us growth and closure in a way the books never quite did. But if Jenny Han is inviting us back to Cousins for one last trip, you can bet I'll be there. I'll be sitting in that theater, hopeful and holding my breath, my heart completely in her hands. We'll get the wedding, the brotherly reconciliation, the Susanna tribute, and the Taylor Swift track we've all been dreaming about. Or maybe, just maybe, we'll learn the hardest lesson of all: some summers are more beautiful when they're left as perfect, untouchable memories.